All right, so I'm sitting here at Lulu Country Club with Jon Rusk. Jon, you call yourself the owner here? What are you here? What's your title?
I don't know, the head of entertainment. I'm the general manager / vice president of the club.
Okay.
It's weird. It's a weird situation. I'm a member of the club, but I also work here, so it's kind of different than other places are.
Privately owned place, though.
It's
right?
privately owned. Yeah, it's privately owned. Yep. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, it's a big week for Lulu, right? I mean, you guys today crucified that White Marsh Valley. What was it before?
Well, gab match week. Every week's a big week. Gab matches are they're fun. It's about you play. We got 6 teams. Okay, so all 6 teams are fully invested. They all expect to win. That's what this golf course loves. These members love competing, and they love coming upstairs afterwards and competing in the bar. So we won, I think, 4 out of 6 matches today. Our first team, we got to play White Marsh. White Marsh, unfortunately, was missing 4 or 5 guys.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. So it was, it was kind of a rollover. But if they had their guys, but they didn't. So we got lucky. We won Division A or Double A. Our second team played Cricket 2. They beat them pretty handily from what I'm hearing. So it was a good week for the club.
What was the final score of the first one?
Well, now I got to look at my phone up. We're going line early.
I know what it is.
It was probably. If I had to guess, I'm guessing we beat them by 40 to. Yeah. 17 maybe.
We covered the 25 points.
We did. We got the spread. It's all about the spread.
The backers are happy.
Exactly.
Next week, it looks like you guys, Cricket Club, Huntington. I did not.
Marion.
Marion didn't.
Marion. I think Marion tied today, but they went on points. They tied one more.
Okay.
So same 4 teams from last year. Cricket obviously is the favorite. They won last year. They got Cricket, Huntington Valley, and Marion all have 4 or 5 excellent players. And when it comes to playoffs are different than a regular season. We're deeper. We got 12 deep. Actually, we got 24 guys deep. We're good with that. But when it comes to the top players, that's where we're in a little bit of a bind. You got Mike Brown. Then you got everybody else here. Right. When you go to Marion, you got Nelson and Cole and them. And then you go to Cricket, you got JB, Orlando, Conrad, Robbie Wallitzer, who beat me last year. I've been calling him Daddy for the last 12 months.
Robbie got you, huh?
He did. I'm on a group text, so every time he texts, I have to say, yes, Daddy. It's embarrassing. So I'm sure
we'll try to match up with him this week.
I called him before we went on this. I said, Robbie, I know you're here. I will be here. That's my plan. I would like to go against Robbie. It's been bothering me for 12 months, and we lost last year because Robbie. I didn't beat Robbie, and so I'm going to go after Robbie again.
I love it.
Yep.
So a bunch of guys say +2 or +3. How do you guys determine who plays? Is it just
whoever's playing the best? We got 5 guys.
Is it an honor system? Hey man, sit me out this week. I'm not.
Everybody plays with everybody. Like I said, we got 5 guys that are probably better than everybody else here. We got 1 stud, Mike Brown.
Yeah.
And then you got 4 more guys that are better. And then once you get to 6, you get players like me and Sully, PJ. And then you got to figure out who's playing the best at that time. Right now, it's Sunday. We just won. We're having a couple pops. We'll figure it out probably Wednesday or Thursday. But right now we kind of know what everybody's shooting. So we got probably 10 guys that we know we're playing. Mm-hmm. But like I said, we have a problem up top in 1 spot. You got Mike Brown, and like I said, anybody else can play 1 for us. At other clubs, we know who their best players are. Right. And right now they're better than us. Doesn't mean we can't win. We won a couple years ago, but we'll see what happens.
Speaking of Mike, your boy Jason Duffner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about this on the way over. If Brownie and Duffner out here, say Duffner's playing this blind or he hasn't played it much, what are you capping that line at?
Yeah, it's funny.
I was thinking Duffner probably wouldn't be that big of a favorite, would he?
Well, I didn't even know you were going to ask that, but I used to be known as.
Put you on the spot.
No, I used to be known as a good golfer. Now I'm known as Duffner's buddy. Duffner is the godfather of my son. My son's named after him. If Duffner played Brownie here, Duffner wins by. He wins. It's not even. The difference between amateur golf and professional golf. It's a joke. And Duffner, he stinks right now. He's not that good.
I figure with these greens,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But Brownie's a legit +4, right? And Duffner's what? You would say he can't be better than a +7 right now. He's a +6 probably.
Brownie gets 2 a side at minimum.
Really?
It's not.
Wow, I never would have guessed that answer.
The difference between a good professional golfer and the best player in Philadelphia, it's not even close. You could take who are the best players the last 10 years: McDermott, Mike, and Jeff, Brownie. It's not even going to be close.
Yeah, I figured the home course. I get on the wrong course, you would get crushed.
It doesn't even matter.
I just figured a quirky course with some greens and nothing.
It's nothing. I mean, Jason came out here last year, or not last year, probably 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So he's been here once, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just it's not even. I thought it would be closer than that.
Yeah, the best player in Philly is not even close to one of the getting out on tour, beating out.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Totally.
Like Mike's my guy, but
he's getting chopped up out here.
He's getting chopped up. No, look, Brownie can go out and shoot 66. No, it can. But again,
there's a chance.
If you're saying what are the odds, I say Brownie needs to get 2 a side.
2 a side. Yeah, he's getting capped up.
Exactly.
I get that. I like that. That week 1 strategy, what was up with that? I mean, there was some talk about that. I have to address it.
Yeah, so we've got, like I said, we've got 5 guys that are pretty much better than everybody. That's what their handicaps say. And we've got another gazillion guys that are all the same handicaps. But that's right, it is what it is. So yeah, I went down and Sully, PJ.
A little scouting action down there?
100%. We sent some guys down there to, if we could beat Cricket 1 out of 40 times, 30
with
times.
That squad, yeah.
With that squad, we could probably beat them 1 out of 20 times. We didn't. We got full. They killed us. They absolutely. They slapped us around. You know what matters? I won my match, which is all that matters. It was my birthday. I won. I beat JB. Great player. Okay. Better guy. He's awesome.
JB, why am I?
John Brennan.
Oh, great. All the nicknames.
He's a tremendous guy. He's a good dude.
Good player.
So they slapped us around pretty good, and we lost. I don't even think it was close. I think we did okay here, kind of even here, and then they absolutely slapped us around over there. It wasn't even close. We took our shot to beat Cricket. We know like our second team, even if we have some guys drop down, we can't beat them. So they're that good. It's not even close.
So flash forward in this week, what do you think? I mean, if you had to put odds on it, do you think it's like a 50-50?
I would say you
got to give Huntington a chance too, right?
No, like I said, those 3 teams are better than us when it comes to this format. If you do a regular season format where you got 12 guys in a better ball, I think we're the favorite in that format. I do. I don't even question that. When you go to this singles format where each club's got 4 or 5 really, really good players, and then we've got 1 and then some fill-ins around them, that's where we get hurt.
Because you can get crushed at one match. I
mean, if you go 30 deep, 24 deep, we win every time. If you do a heads up, us against Cricket, or us against Hunting Valley, us against Marion, we probably win. I would give us the favorite in that. In this format, I would say Cricket's the favorite. They got a couple guys that came in. I think I don't remember the one guy's name, but he was in the USM. He was top 16.
Oh, I heard about that guy.
So he's a stud. They got another guy. Kim came in, played good in the mid-am. So they brought some new kids in this year. So they're clearly the favorite. But you got Huntington Valley. Andrew Mason was playing 3. If he's not one of your 2 best players, that's a problem.
Exactly.
So he's a stud. And then Marion, who knows who they're bringing in? Like I said, you got those guys. So we'll see where it ends up on Saturday. But I can tell you, we're going to have the most fun Saturday, win or lose. That much I know.
Yeah, no, I love that mentality. That's kind of how I look at things too. And then you got the AM on deck this week.
We did Wednesday. Yeah, they were just out here Friday setting the course up. It'll be a little shorter than normal. I mean, it's not a long golf course to begin with. But Philly Am Qualifier, we got about 10 guys in it. So we're excited about them. Jim Sully Jr., guy won the AM. He's got to qualify. He gets to start on hole 10, so I'm hoping Jimmy qualifies. He caddied for me last year in the AM. But the guys are still excited to play in that.
Would you say starting on 1 to 10 is a big difference, right?
I do. I think so.
Shaky. I just rode the course for the first time and checked it out, but I'm happy I'm starting on 1.
Once, in my opinion, you start on 1, it's a lot easier par 5. There's no out of bounds left. When you start on 10, you got to finish up on 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, which are very difficult holes. So starting on 1 is a big advantage for sure, in my opinion, for sure. When you finish up, when you start on 1, when you're coming down the stretch, it's not about who's going to make bogeys; it's about who's going to make birdies coming down the stretch here.
Right. And I don't care how good you are. I mean, when you have out of bounds off the first tee, you sleep a little.
Everybody's going to bail, right? Everybody's going to bail and flail all day, every day. The one qualifier I did here a couple years ago. When we didn't have the clubhouse, the first hole was 11. Okay. So you finished on 10. I duck hooked it out of bounds.
11's on the out of the porch.
11's down there on the bottom of the hill there. So that was the old first hole when we didn't have a clubhouse. Mm-hmm. So you ended up finishing on 10. Mm-hmm. So it was my last hole. I knew I needed to shoot 1 or 2 over to qualify. I whipped 1 out of bounds. So then I hit 3 iron. I fatted it, barely got to the fair. I ended up making 6. I'm like, oh my god, it was a nightmare scenario. But yeah. 10's it's a par 5. It's not a hard hole, but to start on or finish on when you need something, you don't want to do that.
Well, it looked like even if you hit a good drive, the second shot is pretty heroic. It's probably
it's not. I mean, it's you about 220 in. Sling of hybrid or something.
Your second shot of the day, it's not much.
No, you don't know.
It's your 10th hole. You think it's a birdie hole. If it's your first hole, you're like, let's just get out.
No, exactly. You're gonna hit in a rough first hole of the day. You're gonna bail right because you don't want to hit out of bounds, and you're gonna fat a wedge the way up. Right. Then you're gonna hit another wedge in.
Chunks of 25.
Exactly. Start your round with a couple chunks.
Any other holes you think are noteworthy?
No, I mean, look, like I said, 5, 6, and 7 that's a tough stretch. Yeah. You don't want to have to finish down on that stretch, but if you start on 10, that's what you're gonna have to do.
What do you think the number's gonna be out here?
How many spots are there? Maybe there's 100.
There's 25.
I was going to say 100.
Full field, so it's
full field.
4, right?
I saw how they set it up. It's set up pretty easy.
They push about 4 or 5 tees up.
No, look, the golf course is not long. Yeah, so it's not long.
I saw a couple. I looked at a couple.
The pins are the whole golf course is set up around the greens. We can't speed the greens. Look, you got 144 players. You got to get them around. Top 25 in ties, I would say 70. 5 maybe 74.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
If I had to guess, I know they
71 out here. Or?
Yeah, 71. I know they did.
3 or 5. I said the same thing. I said 3 or 4. I can't see it being 2, and I can't see it being 5. That seems high, unless you guys plan on turning.
No, we're not. No, we make it now. We make it easy. We're not going to cut the greens any different. We're not. We try to, nobody wants to host these qualifiers. We step up because nobody wants to. It's a shame that, the golf courses don't want to help the Gap out with the qualifiers and stuff.
I know.
It's not, the Gap begs for stuff. They shouldn't have to. It's the best association in the country besides, the PGA Tour, the USGA, but they're struggling getting golf courses. The golf industry is so busy right now.
I know.
Everywhere's oversold. Everywhere has a waiting list. Blah blah blah. So they don't want to interrupt their membership on a Wednesday. We'll do it because I have Kirby's, Mark, and Chris. I've known them forever. So when they call, we say, hey, we'll do it. Whatever, it's fine. But I hope that going forward that other clubs will start to help them out because they're struggling to find golf courses.
Well, you almost think it should be part of the deal. It's like if you're part of the association, they should be able to tap. They should be able to tap. But
clubs don't care.
I know.
They don't. They don't care. It's a shame.
But it almost should be something that should be, even if it's unwritten. It's like, hey guys, if we tap you every 10 years, we need you here.
So they don't. When it comes to a qualifier, like the Philly Junior last year, they almost had to cancel. They couldn't find a golf course. So when I talked to Kirby last year, I said I don't want you to go through this problem. I said give me the dates. He said June, whatever. We're hosting it this year. I didn't want them to have to struggle. It's the oldest junior tournament in the country, so I didn't want them to have to struggle. Now they want it on a Monday. A Monday in June is at a golf course. You're one of your money makers.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I can't do Monday. We'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I said, no problem. I said the membership will love having you, but it stinks that they struggle, and it's not fair. Like I said, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, I've been fortunate to play all over the world. They're the best. They're the best at who they are. They're the best at what they do, and they have to beg and plead. So does Pennsylvania Golf Association too. They shouldn't have to, but look, 5 years ago when a course needed money or something, sure, they would do it in a heartbeat. They want the cart fees from the 100 players or whatever, sure. Yeah. But now nobody cares. Nobody wants to do it.
They're going to get the cart fees anyway. They have
nobody wants it. They don't need the extra 10 grand or whatever. Well, it's not that.
Or not $5 grand, whatever it is.
It's not. But it's over. It stinks that they have to do it. But like I said, the Gap. I grew up in a Gap, then I moved away. First thing I came back, I like Mark, Kirby, Chris. What they've done over the last 20 years, 25 years, is amazing. How they've grown the organization. They're in Delaware. They're up in the Poconos, which nobody wants to go up there.
Right.
And Kirby, if you're listening, God bless you. They're in Delaware now. But look, they expanded the organization. They do a phenomenal job. Week 2, when it was pouring rain, the communication they did in week 2 was phenomenal. It's a Sunday. They're at home. They shouldn't have to be working, but they are. They're texting, they're emailing, here's what you do, here's what you don't do. So I got a lot of respect for the Gap, and that's why we'll do whatever we need to do to help them out.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing around here too, and you kind of take it for granted because that's all we've been used to. But like you said, you traveled around, you've seen other associations, and we really have it.
Dude, I live in Alabama. It was a nightmare. Like, you don't even know what your tea time is. The Gap is the best. If you don't think it is, yeah, sure, they make mistakes. Absolutely, everybody does.
Right.
But there's no question that they're the best of the best.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. Just for the listeners, think of one hole out here, 2 hole, a couple things to tell somebody. What would you say? Even me. I mean, I just rode the course in 20 minutes basically. Just walked around. I mean, it looked pretty straightforward to me. But is there anything that you really?
Every hole's different. So like you go to other courses, one hole they all go up in a row, back in a row, up in a row. Mm-hmm. This course goes every direction. Every hole's different. You hit different clubs off the tee, different wind direction. Par 3s are all different. They keep it below the hole. And you should be fine. Like I said, it's not a long golf course. It's fun. Like I said, but every hole's different, and that's what, to me, that's what matters. You're not just hammer and driver, hammer 8-iron, then you go back the other direction, driver 8-iron, There's a lot of pretty golf courses out there that do that. They get a lot of credit, but there's no variety. Variety's good, in my opinion.
Looks like a second shot course to me for the most part. I know there's some drives, there's some perimeter lines.
Yeah, hammer driver out there, keep it in between the tree line, don't hit a car with the roads, don't hit a house.
Well, the places where the road does come into play, it lets you bail out a little. You're not double lined anywhere, which I like.
No, yeah, you keep, like I said, keep below the hole. Don't, just middle of the green. You shouldn't have any problem shooting, good score.
Yeah. That punch ball hole is really cool. I tell you, that was.
On 8.
I remember that from playing here a while ago. That's a cool one.
It's really fun when it pours about 5 inches. You do a cannonball.
It floods out there.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
That's the last week. That was
like belly flop. Yeah,
that was like a little kid's pull out.
Last week, exactly.
Jesus. All right, so. Lulu can be public enemy number 1, all right, with some guy. People talk about the NIL deals and all this stuff, stacking teams, whatever. But let's talk about the good stuff. I mean, I've heard you guys have done some really good stuff in the community. I don't know much about it. I've just heard. I mean, do you want to elaborate a little bit on that, on some of the stuff you guys have done?
What, that other courses don't like us because we have fun and we're trying to change the game, and you don't have to show up here in a blazer and a tie. That's what we do. Like, we're not, this ain't, the 80s were 40 years ago. We built a clubhouse, we built a membership around having fun. So when the place burned down, we had about 140 members. Okay, we've got 500 something now. Other clubs, they got very upset because their members joined here. I don't know what to tell you. We were the hottest ticket in the town. We've been in national magazines. What's Lulu doing? Blah blah blah. A couple of my friends when we took over in 2015 said, they were at another golf course. They wanted to join her. I said, yeah, come on over. And to us, it was about building the game. Building a Wednesday game, a Thursday game, and a Saturday and Sunday game. Like this weekend, we had 16 guys, all great players. You go to another golf course, you might have 4 guys.
Right.
To us, yeah, people say you're doing it. To us, it's more about the game than it is about other things. That's what we do here. We like to have fun. We like to play good golf. That's what we do. The good things here, like you said, you talk about our charity. When COVID hit, we crushed it. We gave about $50,000 out with our charity, the Lulu Family Foundation. Every year we still give about $20,000-$30,000 out with that foundation, and I'm proud of that. I'm extremely proud. I don't see a lot of other clubs going out of the way to make an effort in the township or the town they're in. Maybe they do.
Right.
I don't see it. I wish when the hurricane hit here, We open the doors up to the entire township, to the town. I think as good as golf has been the last 4 or 5 years, I think clubs should be doing more and doing better at giving back to the community that is giving them money. I mean, it's the Wild West right now. The amount of money was given out during COVID. Give some of that back to charity. Give 200 turkeys to the local food bank like we do. That's important to us, and that's what we've been doing. Should we advertise more? That's what we do. Maybe we get the publicity. It's good, but we don't. But we're extremely proud of our foundation and how we've helped out the community the last 4, 5, 6 years.
No, I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's great, and I think it's contagious when you hear other stories of clubs doing it, and hopefully
I hope, like I said, I hope other clubs. Like I said, golf has been so ridiculous with the boom the last 4 years. That every club's printing money. They're invested in irrigations, bunkers, clubhouses, whatever. I hope they're giving some of that money back to the community as it should be. The communities, when golf was bad, the communities were there for them. I hope that they're giving back to the communities now.
And it's always good to be friendly with your neighbors,
absolutely,
especially when you can hit their houses.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah. I've hit a few here. Don't worry.
All right, so last thing, back to the gap matches next week. Do you guys know your lineup yet?
We need about
12 guys, or what's?
No, we need about 7 more beers each. I just go where I'm told. You got Sully, Glenn, McLaughlin, and Brownie. They kind of pick who goes. Okay. They're the captains. Glenn's not going to make it this week, unfortunately.
Oh, he's out.
He's not in the top 12. He's not playing real well. I don't want to say he's old, but he's old.
Yeah. His swing was already short. It's just exactly by the day. Right?
So those guys, we sit down. Everybody has a couple of beers. We make the teams, and then we just kind of go through there throughout the week. But like I said, we're in the playoff. Our second team is AA. They don't get challenged, and our third team in the B division, they get the challenge to go to A, which is pretty cool.
That is
and
cool.
our fourth, fifth, sixth team are hopefully moving up this year too. So that it's about the 6 teams. For last year, we went 17-4. We had 7 teams last year. I'm sorry, we went 17-4. So to us, it's about all the teams, not just the one. Other clubs are about the first team. Here, like I said, last year 17-4. The 5th team stunk last year. They killed us. They had 3 of the losses. The other teams were all undefeated. And then this year they're killing us again.
They didn't get knocked down. They're not.
The 6 teams in front of us. Every time I see the email with the 5th team, I say, "All right, here we go, another loss for us." It's so. But I love them. Like I said, to us, it's about the whole organization, not just the first or second team.
So all teams get to wear the championship belt. You got a little.
We got that. We got the
turnover chain.
We got the chain.
Tell us about that.
Well,
what's the deal with that? If you win a match?
If you win a match, we did it last week. We didn't want to do it this week. We didn't want to stir the pot with some of the clubs that were here in quotations. God forbid we have fun at the club. So we got a championship belt you can wear if you win. We got a chain with the Lulu thing. PJ and I are apparently on a Wheaties box that's downstairs in the pro shop.
Who paid for that?
Nah, don't worry about it. It happens. We've got some ski goggles. I got about 40 pairs of ski goggles. If we do win, we're going to be popping champagne. Everybody gets ski goggles.
Awesome.
If we don't, I guess they're going to wherever they need to go. But we have fun here. Like I said, it's not the 80s. It's not even 90s, for God's sake. We like to have fun, and that's what we do.
And no bullshit. I mean, I was just riding around, and I could sense the vibe here. Not just with the Gap guys, whatever. Everyone's got their Lulu stuff on. The course is jam-packed. I look across the street. There's not a person to be seen out there. And here, I drove around the whole course. The whole course is jam-packed.
We're popping 200 rounds a day.
People are blasting music, having a good time.
Listen, you go on a 12T, you're going to get heckled. Don't shank in the parking lot, or you got a problem because you're going to get booed.
I was going to ask you about that. Why
it happens.
I mean, what's the?
Don't hit the parking lot.
Who covers that? The club? Or?
I don't know who does that. I haven't shanked one, so I don't know.
There's got to be a car.
No, the member shanks it. They hit a car. It's like hitting another road.
It's not a system you walk.
Yeah, it happens. Well,
I wouldn't park there. I'm not parking there.
I park there. With my mom car. My Ford Escape, I think it is. It's like so embarrassing, that car. I park in the first lot, block all the balls for the guys. But the 12T gets out of hand. It's it's the club version of, what is it, 16 at Waste Management?
Yeah.
It's probably out of control right now. What is it, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock?
Just people heckling and stuff.
Yeah, it gets out of control with the the bets and the
It's a bad key to put some pressure on somebody with those cards.
No, trust me. Listen, that's why I'm out the door at 3 o'clock on the weekends. I'm not dealing with that.
Nah,
I'm not. That's the golf pros
police
problem.
Reports.
That's the golf pros problem, not mine. You know.
All right, John. I think that's all we got for today. Looking forward to getting out here Wednesday. Place looks fun. Place looks mint. And good luck next Saturday. I'll be pulling for you guys. I know you're being humble, but I can sense the confidence by looking at you. I think you.
There's no confidence, dude. It might have been the 10 beers I had. Hopefully I'm here by Wednesday. What's today? Sunday? 2-day hangover. I'll be here by 10 Wednesday, hopefully. That's my plan.
Say this. We're not going to say anything about the team stuff. Nobody needs any bulletin board stuff out there. But are you going to beat Robbie?
I'm going after Robbie. I already texted him. Time out. You can put it. I texted him, called him, and said, just so you know, Daddy, because I have to call him Daddy because I've lost. I said, I'm coming after you next week.
Robbie's going down. That's
if not, it's a major problem for me. It's a problem if Robbie beats me, and I don't know what you call him after Daddy, but it's a major problem if he beats me again. There's Gia, the halfway house girl. Say what's up, Gia.
Hi.
Hey, Gia.
How'd you do? Slamming it, packing, stacking today?
Really good today.
You did? Hey, the girl.
That's a big day.
You're gonna be on a podcast, so.
Am I?
Yeah, that a girl.
Like that Bev Cart girl on TikTok. Have you seen her?
I don't know. I have seen her. Gia wants to know about the TikTok guys. Follow TikTok, the car girl.
She's on TikTok?
No, the car girl. You ever seen the famous car girl on TikTok?
No, I don't. I'm not a TikTok guy.
You gotta find her.
Ridiculous. Huh?
Yeah, she's on there from Arizona or something. I gotta find her.
Man. Yeah, I don't need any of that right now. I'm good.
All right, we good?
Yeah, we're good. We'll wrap it up. Thanks, Sean.